Time. You were cycling in Ireland recently. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey?
So I came to Ireland for the first time this June. So I did the Transatlantic Way. Has everyone heard of that?
Yeah.
You ride it from the north of Ireland all the way to the south with every single inlet. But it was about over 3,000 kilometers. I don't know how much vert, but it was a lot. And so it was my first bikepacking race, and I got gifted with a heat wave. Saw green Ireland, so it's only fitting for this weekend for it to be rainy.
You deserve a bit of rain. And you think you'd be chilled out because you've had some injury woes over the past few months. Do you want to tell us a little bit about those?
No, not really. I don't like talking about injuries, but I had a pretty big injury many years ago, and still dealing with the consequences of that. And so I had a surgery on my ankle in April of this year, which I then thought, okay, I'm going to try to be as competitive as I can and get my energy out racing a bike. And so that's kind of what prompted me to do this crazy adventure in the Transatlantic Way. And just as I was getting back into running again, like a few months ago after this very arduous recovery from this ankle surgery, I broke my toe. And so I'm currently, I think it's still broken, but it's good enough to run with protected shoes. So I think I've registered for both the 30K and the 48K or 47K. So I think I'm going to do the 47K on Saturday.
So you upgraded from the 30 to 47 with a broken foot, and today you were chilling out. You did a 50-mile cycle around Wicklow, and you were 50K, was it? And you were in the gym yesterday. Really inspiring. But also, I suppose it's your recovery from injury and how you bounce back that is inspiring. You know, we all have these highs and lows during ultra running, but also in life, I suppose, and it's how do you rebound when you're slapped in the face, basically? Do you have tools or techniques or a methodology? How do you do it? How do you do it, basically?
Yeah, so this has been a topic that's very passionate of mine, is that I think injury is a common thread that I think all runners experience. Some are lucky enough to not experience it, but through sport you have setback. I think that's where you learn the most about yourself. And so I've been lucky enough to have some pretty intense setbacks, and those are the moments where I've learned the most about myself. And I think, I've written a book, and I like to write about these things. I think journaling is really powerful. But really the reason I wrote this book sharing my story was that I think everyone has a superpower of being resilient. I think humans are the most resilient people out there, and I think trail running or cycling or just moving is a way that you can really lean into that superpower and problem solve if things don't go well. And if you're not able to run, you can switch sports, or you can become passionate about something else, but at that core is you're resilient. And I think that's the common thread that everyone gets to celebrate in the community of trail running, and I think with sport in general. So that's always what I go back to, is that everyone's resilient, and setbacks are just a way to find out how resilient you can be.
Brilliant. And I look at your story and the story of a lot of other people, and I often reflect on a book called The Obstacle is the Way. I don't know, have you read it or listened to it? And these challenges that we're faced with as runners, as sports people, as human beings, we should almost embrace those challenges or those obstacles and overcome them. And your story is obviously, is up there, really inspiring. And obviously check out, if you don't have Hillary's book, jump onto Amazon and get it, because it's an inspiring story, and it will inspire you not only in your sporting journey but also in your journey in general. And we all need these idols or icons to kind of look at and kind of think back upon, and to inspire us to basically take action and not give up. So guys, we have to
Just one thing, she's on Ray Darcy's show tomorrow afternoon.
Oh yeah, of course. Not only is she almost a tax resident here now, she's also a media celebrity. She's on Ray Darcy tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I think. So everybody tune in there. But before we finish up, Q&A.